Hello everybody, 'tis I, the Rumpled One. Book review. Golf is Not a Game of Perfect by Dr. Bob Rotella with Bob Cullen. Now, those of you who know me personally know I hate golf. To me, it's a dumb game. You go out, you hit a ball, and you go chase after it. Me, I prefer bowling. I roll the ball, it comes back to me. You know, golf is almost like fetch. You know, you take the stick, you tell the dog to go fetch. But anyway, that being said, a fellow trader recommended that I read this book, he says, because he's not a golfer either, but I guess a buddy of his said that it's a good book. And it is. It's a good book. I highly recommend it, whether or not you like golf or play golf, because the lessons in this book can be applied toward life, or in particular can be applied toward trading the markets, currency, stocks, futures. So there's a few good quotes in here, and for my fellow traders, I'll probably be doing another video about this book, but just really geared towards trading as opposed to just a book review. Okay, let's see. I'm looking for a quote. One quote is, he says, "You cannot hit a golf ball consistently well if you think about the mechanics of your swing as you play." I mean, it's like almost anything else. If you're thinking about it while you're doing it, it's not going to work. You just got to do it. That's why you practice. You practice to train your muscles. Now when you go to do it, you don't think about it. It's just like when I'm on stage, if I'm playing music. You know, I'm paying attention to like what's going on, but I'm not really thinking about playing each note because I've already practiced the song. I know it. I just have to let go and play. And when everything flows, you don't even have to think about it. That's when you can play better than you normally can. And he also says a golfer must train his swing and then trust it. Same thing. You practice, you rehearse, and then when it's time to perform, you just go ahead and do it. I thought I had a quote here on page 41, but I can't seem to find it. Well, let's move on. Page 73. "The game is always tempting them, as it tempted Val Skinner, to hit a shot before their minds are set. Everyone succumbs to the temptation once in a while and strays from the proper routine. The best players recognize when they have done it and renew their commitment to hit shots only when they have executed each step in their mental routine." So in other words, for traders, it's, you know, plan your trade and trade your plan. You don't wing it. Or as my one buddy, you don't airball it. How's it going, Ben? My good buddy Airball. Shout out to you. So the thing is, it's so tempting in the heat of battle, in the heat of the moment, to stray, to deviate, to alter your plan. And then you're just ready to jump in, but instead of taking those steps to prepare and then to execute that plan. See, that's what gets a lot of people off their game, literally. Let's move on to page 118 here. Okay. Quote, "The first thing to do now is to throw away your expectations as soon as you step onto the golf course and just play. It's very difficult to do, but I have never worked with a golfer who could play anywhere close to his potential unless he shed his expectations before the first shot." So in other words, you don't focus on the outcome, you just execute what you know. what you've trained for, what you've practiced. You get out in the game, you don't care what the final score is. You just focus on those steps. Because see, if you practice and you practice well, then your score in golf's going to go down, just like your score in bowling will go up. I mean, I know if I clear my mind and I let the ball go, I can roll strikes. I mean, I can roll 200 games, you know, or at least I used to be able to on demand. Like if I wanted to roll 200, I'd step on there and I roll 200 or better. But if I start to worry about all the little different things as opposed to just rolling, you know, focusing, you know, preparing, setting up, focusing on the target, and then just letting my swing take care of itself. But, you know, if I keep trying to make adjustments and corrections and change what I normally do, it just doesn't work. You just got to let it go, and hey, sometimes you hit them, sometimes you don't. It's just that simple. Okay, moving on. Page 121. A golfer can't force results to happen. He can only do everything possible to give those results a chance to happen. As Tom Watson once put it, to become a really good golfer, you have to learn how to wait. But you have to learn to wait with confidence. I mean, traders, you guys know this. You can't force your trades. You can't force a profit. You've got to wait for it. And you have to do everything possible to give that trade a chance to win. So if it says that you don't trade against the H1 candle color and the D1 candle color, then you don't do it, no matter how tempting it is. Because all you have to do is just mess up once and it can ruin your day, your week, your month, your year. And it's the same thing in life. You can't force results to happen. I mean, if I go out here and plant the garden, I can't force it. All I can do is prepare the soil, put the seed in, fertilize, water, weed, and give those seeds the best chance that they possibly can have to grow in the food, in the fruit, in the vegetables. It's just that simple. I mean, you just can't force things. You have to wait. You can't force that corn to come up. It's going to come up in its own time. And that's why you have to learn to wait, but with confidence. It's like, you know, if you do those things, you're going to have a crop. I mean, sure, anything could happen. You get a frost and kill the plants, a freeze. You know, you could have a blight, bug infestation. Anything can happen. But if you take those necessary steps and you do them and you execute them the best that you can, chances are you're going to, you know, be able to reap that harvest. Like I said, it's not just about golf. This is more. These lessons can be applied to just about everything in life. And finally, one last quote. Page 126. In fact, anyone can develop confidence if he or she goes about it properly. Confidence isn't something you're born with or something you're given. You control it. Confidence is what you think about yourself and your golf game. Confidence at the level of any single shot is nothing more than thinking about your ball going to the target. If you're thinking about the ball going to the target, you're confident. A lot of golfers find this too simple. They have good educations. They've learned how to analyze and question. They want to apply what they know about probability and statistics. You see, if you think about it, confidence comes with experience. It comes with success. But usually you have to have some failures along the way. What they say, you know, experience is usually what? The wisdom comes from experience, and the experience comes from making mistakes. You know what not to do. You learn what to do. So, like I said, anybody can develop confidence. I mean, when you talk, do you project confidence? When you trade, do you trade with confidence? When you play a game, do you play with confidence? Are you timid? Are you questioning yourself, your abilities? That's the way a lot of people go through life like that. You just have to be confident, though. Remember your successes, forget the failures, but remember the lessons. But when something comes up, that moment of truth, reach back and remember the successes, remember the victories. Don't think about the failures. You don't want to add the failures, you want to add the victories. What you aim at, what you focus on, that's what you hit. You shoot, you don't think about missing, you think about hitting. That's simple. So, Golf is Not a Game of Perfect by Dr. Bob Rotella with Bob Cullen. Good book for anybody. I suggest you read it. Oh, and thanks, Rick, for suggesting this book.